Morning, everybody. I'd do a quick video. Fred, stop. About who do you trust? Who do you trust? I trust no one. I mean, well, you know what I mean, to a point. Hang on, Fred. Trust. Trust our family. For the most part, we trust. Friends to a point. But in the power game, in the world domination field, who do you trust? Who do you trust? Alan will get upset. He'll come in, and I'm watching clips. Dinesh D'Souza, Craig Goffeld, about all the conservativeness that they let you have. And Alan he just rails against these people, and they're on the same side. They're all on the same side. So, well, at least these guys, think a little bit like we do, but that's not good enough for him. He's like, no, none of them. Well, then who do you listen to? I'm not listening to them. I'm just auditorily receiving the vibrations leaving their faces. But it's hard these days to trust anybody. Trust anybody. I had an issue where I had a guy that didn't trust me until he saw I was right. We have a heat pump, heating and cooling system, and over the last month, like 2 different times, the air handler that blows the air, okay, it tripped the breaker. And so this last time it did it, it happened in the middle of the night while we were asleep. So I woke up and tripped the breaker again. So I knew I was wrong. And I called an AC and heating guy because my back can't crawl up in the attic. Any other time I wouldn't have cost me nothing. But this is about trust. And I told my wife, I said, I'm going to call a guy. I said, if it's what I think it is, it won't be nothing. I told her, if not, I was thinking, if we need a new AC and heating system, I might offer the person we choose to do the work a swap me out an air conditioning and heating system for my old 69 pickup. And she starts, hey, girlfriend. And so she starts going, what? $20,000 for that? And I said, yeah, baby, if it's gone, if that's the thing. I don't think it's gone. There you go, Ashley. There's the link. I don't think it's gone. I said, I think it's just the heat strips. It's no big deal. Pull control wire off the heat strips, it'll be done. I said, but, and so she's losing her shit. Well, I think I'm gonna call and see if the RV place will buy back the RV. And she doesn't trust me. She doesn't trust me. And so I knew what it was. The guy gets over and I go, yeah, here's the deal. Heat strips, burnout. It's up in the attic. I can't get to it. I said, all you need to do is go pull control wire. That's all I need from you. And we'll be done. The guy says, are you sure that's what's wrong with it? I'll check it out. And I said, okay, check it out. But That's all I need. Trust me. That's all I need. Dude didn't trust me. Crawled up in there and goes, yeah, okay. And I went out, turned the breaker, turned it back on. It's all right. Everything up and running. All good. And the guy's just kind of looking at me. He's like, well, that's it? And I said, yeah, what do I owe you? And he's like, $40. I gave him 60. It was worth it to me. Here's $60. I needed somebody to go up in that attic and do that, which I could not do at this point. But he didn't trust me. She didn't trust me. And I don't know, I don't care if Alan wants me telling stories out of school or not. But Alan, self-admittedly, is not a handy man around the house and stuff. But I just want everybody to know that he's been helpful to me. He's helped me with a lot of stuff. He is coachable, but dangerous to himself and others. I don't know if did I say anything the other day about it? I don't know if I did, but we got a new washer and dryer. And because I couldn't squat down behind the washer and dryer to hook everything up, I asked Alan, do it. Show you what to do. Okay. He says, like anybody else would, blue hose goes on the cold water. That's correct. So I kept doing my business. He says, got it. I said, okay, let's do the plug on the dryer. I hand him the plug. 240 volt plug, right? 3 wires coming off the bottom. And I tell him, I said, just make sure middle one's in the middle. 1, 2, 3. Simple. Okay? I said, there's a panel down there. Back down there's probably 1 screw in it. Panel, wire run through a hole. Okay, I found it. Give him a drill. Found it. Gets the cover off. And he says, and I shit you not. He says, okay, hand me the plug. I hand him the plug. I say, this is the plug. Loose end dangling. Has to be attached to the dryer. He looks at the plug. And I swear to you guys, he went. And he was fixing to plug it in. He was fixing to plug it in. And then he was going to go and grab the hot ends and attach it or something. I don't know. We worked through it. We talked about it. And we got it straight. Nobody got electrocuted. And that's great. That's good to know. But who do you trust? If I walk out and go, Alan, here's the stuff. Can you do this for me? And I trust him. I come out and he's dead on the floor. He's 240 volt, 50 amps. Bam! What do I find out there? Because I trusted him. I trusted that he could do it. Who do we trust? Man, it's getting worse. I trust Baxter. I'll tell you that much. I trust Baxter. Baxter's not going to go in the house or anything. Baxter's a good dog. The rest of them, they might go in the house. They can't be trusted. My back right now, day after day, it's better. And I believe this whole spinal cord stimulator is gonna help me. It is gonna get me through many more years without having to have anything radical. First thing in the morning is kind of stiff, but we're all fat. Oh, you did? It wouldn't let you? That's weird. Huh. What did it say, Ashley? That's weird. No, he didn't. I stopped him short of it. I stopped him short, but he was just ready to go plug it in. He said that seems to be the easiest way. Plug it in first, so you don't have a floppy, wire. Then take your ends, and it seemed the easiest way. Now that's weird, Ashley. What are you talking about? You clicked on that and it wouldn't let you in. That's weird. Here, I'll stick it in there one more time. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe something went wrong. But John, those kind of things, I trusted him. I trusted that. Okay. It's all good. But come to find out, I was looking for my grinder. But come to find out, he, that's only the second time he'd ever hooked up a washer or a dryer. I don't think he'd ever done a dryer, but it was only the second time he'd ever done a washer. And in the hot and cold situation, he didn't look up at the handles, because the handles have a red one and a blue one. The hoses were blue and black. So, you see what he did? He didn't look at the handles. He just looked at the hose. And so he assumed blue has to be the cold. He didn't look at the handles. So the first time I go to do a load of laundry, I always wash my clothes in cold. And I turn it on, and I'm putting a little detergent in there, and I start going, water's hot. That water's hot. So I drop the lid, and I look back at the hoses, and yeah, he had done it. And so we had a very good little learning experience here the other day. Will I trust him the next time I get a washer and dryer to hook them all up and do it? No. But I'm getting closer. I'm getting closer. Well, I guess you could call him adorable. He's destructive. Started fires, and he's done all kinds of nice things for me like that. And he's good about that. Did you try that other link there, Ashley? Is it maybe your internet? I don't know. Because my stuff seems to be all bueno here. Totally pulled an Ashley. Now, Ashley, I've got to believe that growing up the way you grew up, that you'd know better than to take a dangly, unattached plug and plug it into a hot outlet and then go to. I just don't think you had done that. I just don't. I'm pretty sure you wouldn't have done that. But it's sitting backstage. See, I don't see you anywhere here. That is weird. And so when you hit these links, nothing happens. Because I don't see you here backstage. That's what's weird. It's not showing you here on my end. That's crazy. Well, crud bubbles. Now I hear you. There you are.
Oh, let me turn. Okay. Oh, hold on.
You are not sitting backstage.
Well, I was. I did it 4 times, brother. 4 times.
You thought
And
you were sitting backstage. Can I trust you that you were backstage? No, no, I can't.
apparently not. Thanks
Trust
for calling me out, man. You're good at that.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That was so good with Alan the other day. He wanted to be so helpful. And
I love him.
I wish I could have seen the look on my face when he grabbed that plug and was just about to plug it in. I'm just sitting there going, Alan, what are you doing? You're gonna plug it in. It seems easier. Yeah, okay. I can see
Seems
that.
easier.
It's easier. Plug it in. You don't have to hold that in. You just grab the other.
Perfect.
Easy. It's like, it's fine. What happened if I'm not here? What if I'm not there? Come back. Alan's laying behind the washer and dryer. Please. And it's I've run across that many times. People want to be helpful, and they say, "Sure, I can do this," but they really can't. They've done a little bit of it before, but they've not done it all. But they want to be so helpful. They want to help, and they want to seem like they're competent, and they want to help instead of just being honest and going, "I don't know how to do that. Will you show me?"
Yeah.
Don't be
See,
embarrassed.
that's what I'm saying. Sometimes I will do that. I'm real good about asking Jason questions. Like I'm good about asking questions, but
Like with you guys.
if you show me one time, let me do it myself. You know, and I won't ask no more. I want to do it me. But no, Alan just got a servant's heart, brother. He's just got a servant's heart,
He
and he
wants to
just wants to serve and bless his soul. If he gets shocked in the middle of it, then he's gonna praise Jesus for the persecution.
He was gonna learn a lesson. And I asked him, well, yesterday we had to go back out because he didn't put the clamp on the drain hose. And Kathy's doing laundry last night, not before, and she, hey, there's water on the floor. And I walked out on it. He didn't put the clamp on that. Don't worry about it. So he learned how to do that yesterday. He learned how to do that.
Bless him. He did a fine job.
Well, and the clamps that go on those, it's a round clamp and it has two deals that come off and you have to squeeze them together. Really stiff clamp. So I gave him channel locks and said, you have to use channel locks. It's a one thing. You have to squeeze it, slide it over the hose, put the hose on, boom, clamp it.
Oh.
Took a few minutes, but he got it.
He got it.
If you haven't worked with those kind of things, it's hard to get a good angle on how am I going to do this. And so he got it. More water on the floor. We're all good.
Kathy's happy.
We're all good. And buttered some roses yesterday. Can you see? Alan buttered some flowers.
Oh.
For messing up her laundry, and so he didn't mess it, just delaying it slightly.
Yeah. Oh, see, he's got such a servant's heart. Bless his soul.
He's so nice. He's so nice.
Well, look at you, Tommy. I'm glad this is on recording so that we've got that on recording that you said that about him, because that was the kindest thing that I've heard.
He's sweet. He is. He wants to help so bad. So bad.
I'm just picking on you. I know you love that brother. Boy, y'all are best friends. Y'all are two peas in a pod.
We've been watching those predator catch videos.
Yeah, we tried to watch one. Anyway, go ahead.
And he says the other day, he says, man, I'm so worried about that, that never happens to me. How's it ever going to happen to you? Well, you just never know. I do know. It's not going to happen. You're going to go on. First, you have to make a move and go onto a kid's chat room. Are you going to do that? Oh, no. He said, then you have to pick one out. and start grooming her. You gonna do that? No, no, no. Then why are you worried about that happening to you? Why would you be worried some guys are gonna roll up on you? All right, Alan, is this you? We got messages. That's not gonna happen. Why would you worry about that? He's worrying about it. Oh, that's the thing I never want to happen. Oh man, he is. He's definitely afraid of being accused of sexual innuendo or inappropriateness. And I'm like, Alan, I don't think that's gonna happen, buddy. I don't think it's gonna happen.
Well, there's somewhere in his life that's triggered that. Maybe
Well,
he
the
needed
whole
to
deal with Noah and them really triggered him because that really bothers him. That a woman would say, "Oh, you were doing this." That really bothered him.
Yeah,
So that sparked it. That man, he's all Mr. If the mail lady waves at him, he's like, "Hi, I'm not looking at you."
Oh, well, I'll be praying about that because that's hardcore, man. He's got such a gentle soul and he wants to serve everybody. And by golly, he shouldn't have to be walking around worried about that now.
Well, let him worry about it. It's stupid. Don't pray for that.
Whatever. I got his back. I got your back, brother. I got his back.
Ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's like those dudes, 60-year-old fat slob guy thinks this beautiful little 13-year-old girl's gonna see a naked picture of him and go, "Yeah, I want you. I want you bad." They think that these pedos think that these kids are gonna look at them and go, "Ooh, I now know what I want."
Right. They're in a huge delusion. Huge.
Right.
Like the biggest.
Right. Every one of them. I love you. I want to marry you. I'll buy you anything. You're the most beautiful ever.
Promise on the world.
Wow. Yeah. And did you watch a few of those?
No. Oh, dude. So we watched one, but we don't think it was the guy that you were talking about. I tried to find. I couldn't remember what you said, and your video wasn't quite up yet.
Official is the one where the big red-headed guy is. PP Official. Predator Patrol Official. And then there's other Predator Patrol Southeast Texas. And there's several different ones, but that's the main one that you see them on. PP Official.
Oh, I got it now. Boom. Oh, yeah, I got it now. Okay. Check. It's in my stuff. Boom.
We went to Walmart yesterday. Alan got him some food. And that Walmart, they catch a few people in those videos, our Walmart here in Orange. And Alan's like, "Man, let's be looking around for him. They might be here." And I was like, "I don't think they're going to be here." "Well, I'm looking for him. I'm paying attention." Okay.
Right. He'll go watch from the sidelines. He go man, he's in the backstage of the movie center.
That's right. And if you watch one of those videos, down in the links, they have one it's like initials, YA Du Bois or something like that. That's their pay one that you can go in and pay 99 cents a month and see all the full versions of them all, because what you see on that site, they've cut it out, they've cut it up, and there's a lot of times where it's not done. When the cops show up, it's not done. All kinds of crazy stuff goes down.
Yeah.
And so if you want to look at that, I supported them. I think they deserve support. So I'm paying them 99 cents a month to catch purrs. I appreciate that.
You're doing a fine job. You have done your due diligence.
I appreciate that. And I wish Madison was still living with us. We'd use her as a decoy. Yeah. Catch some of these
one guy that was he was the one that we came across. I'm trying to find who you were talking about, and he showed how he's the one. He's got like 4 different men that he talks to daily on the internet, and he acts as though he is one of these teenagers, and he meets like two of them daily. He busts them in the parking lot or whatever, says, hey, y'all meet, but he waits. Like one guy, he waited for 2 years. He talked to this guy, though he was like a 14-year-old little girl,
Right.
and waited 2 years before he finally said, yeah, I'll meet you, and busted him. But he seemed like he got off on it. He seemed that like
There's a few different ones out there that they confront them, and then they make them call their girlfriend, their wife, their parents, somebody, and tell them what they did. And then
Yeah.
they tell those people, you got to hold them accountable, or we're going to call the cops on them.
Boom.
Okay.
And I love that.
A couple of them that do that, but then the PP official with the big red-headed guy, Alex, they always call the cops. Pretty much every time they call the cops, and their code word for call the cops is he's a big dude, and he starts going, y'all got a good restaurant around here that serves fried pickles? I'm hungry. I just love fried pickles, man. And look at me, I'm so big, I gotta have something to eat. Y'all go order some fried pickles. And usually the purple go, well, yeah, this restaurant's real good, they got this and this and this, it's not far away. And they're like, thanks for your help, appreciate it. And one of them will walk away and go, yeah, I'll go order the fried pickles. And so, okay. And next thing they know, the cops are showing up. But there's a couple of them that just humiliate them, make them tell someone, and then, tell them, I'm watching, I'm online, I've got your number, I've got your wife's number, I'm going to call, I'm going to text, I'm going to check on you, make sure you're staying off the streets, and away from children. But then the other one, they call the cops.
Yeah.
And they tell them the same thing each time they come up and go, we can talk about this, or we can call the cops. One or the other.
But that automatically.
Hey, man, don't call the cops. I didn't do nothing. Okay, sure. Cool.
Let's talk.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I've been really into this guy named Christopher Hauser, who breaks down oh my goodness, it's just it's amazing. It's amazing because couldn't find out, he was talking about his brother. He said his brother has been a steel worker in the union since he was like 16 years old. Okay, and so he's like in his 50s now, right? He said, and he would complain all the time, I'm tired of these over in the projects living over there. They don't work, they just lay there and have babies, and I'm tired of my tax dollars paying for this. Well, he blew my mind. Yeah, dude, Tommy, he blew my mind. He said, it's not your tax dollars that pay them. Their own trust from their birth certificate is what's paying them to be there. Their own trust, their own money, the money that is collected through your birth certificate is actually supposed to be used to pay for your bills and your issues, that you have with the government, the things of your life. Right. That's what that trust is for. And nobody knows anything about it. It's set up by the government to come against you. So right. So when you go to get Families First, food stamps, whatever, you're not going up there and getting government assistance. When you sign one of those pieces of paper, you're signing a 1099-A, giving them the authority to go into your trust and use your money to pay you for your food stamps, Social Security, all of it.
Right.
Is that been?
Yeah. I mean, I've always known that it's your money, no matter who you are, that the government is putting out, because that birth certificate, as soon as it's logged, you're being traded on the international market. You have a price, you have a worth. Your stock rises as you get older with your situation, or it goes down, but you are a commodity. You are a product, and you're only as good, you're worth as much as your product. And like Alan, I don't know if he told y'all or not, but he applied for a SNAP card here. That's a food card. He applied for a SNAP card, and they sent him back a whole bunch of correspondence. And it basically said, send us a picture of your driver's license from Colorado, and you'll qualify for $20 a month of food. And it's like $20.
That ain't even worth it.
And they basically said if you had a home, if you weren't homeless, you'd get more, but you're homeless. So here in Texas, we figure you got no place to store food, so you really don't need that much. You got no fridge, you ain't got a home. So about $20 a month is about what we can do. So if you get a permanent address, if you find a home, holler back at us. We may hit you.
And so
We
then
may
you
hit you.
sign that piece of paper, give them authority, the government, give them the authority, the beneficiary over your trust,
Mhm.
and
To
you
hand me
only
my
get $20 a month. You only get $20
20.
a month. Plus your
But
insurance, whatever it is, the government assistance you have.
But they may be looking at Alan's numbers, and he is professed and confessed that when he worked for the church system, because most religions are crooked. They were a 501c3, so nobody paid taxes
Mhm.
for a long time. No
Mhm.
taxes. He said that in the end, when they went to switch over to a new system where they were for profit and they did pay taxes, a lot of people were told, okay, you have to pay X amount. And then, as you transition over, you're going to start paying taxes now. And I think he said he did it for about a year or two, and then he went to another job. So think about that, going 6, 7, 8 years, full salary, no taxes. Woo! That'd be nice. Think about that. That'd be nice, man. So he
Right,
doesn't have as much in the system as we do.
right, right. It's still, I mean, dude, your trust is God. Right. I don't remember exactly how it goes, but right when you're born, because of the family history or whatever, they put a price on your name
Yeah.
because they feel that you're going to succeed this way or whatever, and then it
I don't
just,
know their formula, but I know
sure.
everybody becomes a commodity and you're traded on the world exchange.
So right. So we have ordered 100. Well, actually no, because this year's almost up. But we actually ordered 40 1099A forms, and the guy we've been listening to, this Christopher Hauser, he has actually done this. The reason I wanted this form is because I'm going to pay my child support off with it. I'm just going to pay the child support off with it. This form is actually a check. It is a check for your trust,
Sure.
and signing on the back of this check that your
This
name
money goes here from here on.
and so you have to get the one that you're giving it to. They have to take over.
Right.
You can't tap into your own stuff. They have to take over, so they have to fill out this form,
They have to
and then
receive
you
and
can
acknowledge.
and do a whole bill of sale thing. And this guy that what we're listening to, totally trusted.
Right.
I'm gonna go see him. He lives in East Tennessee, so we're gonna go see him eventually, because this man is, I want to see him. I want to meet him, for sure. But you can just tell by his way. You can tell by his way. He ain't faking nothing.
Right.
And he's very precise on how and sharing his testimony on what has happened in his life, and showing when he's went into court and talked to and show, look, stops them dead in their tracks. Went to go get his Social Security. The judge said, no, you can't have your Social Security money. He said a few things to the judge. The judge turned around and changed his mind.
Right.
And came back and said, here, you can have your money now.
Yeah,
I
there's
mean,
a couple
just
of fellas
a
out there
simple
like
word.
that.
Right.
Yeah.
It's all it takes is just the right words. What is a trust?
Yeah,
where does money come from?
I have a website of a guy who does that. He has a form on there you can print out. Where did it go? I'll find it. But he has every form that you can imagine like that, and you just take it, put in your information. It's just a form to go find a ticket, to go find a fine, to go get rid of your property taxes, to get out of all
Mhm.
that stuff. He's got all the forms. If you're just willing to sit down and do it, you
Mhm.
can do it.
Right.
I know it's
You
there,
can.
but I haven't done it yet.
You
I know it's
can.
there. I printed
This
out
is
some
what
more.
Jesus fought for, like literally, the one comes up to Jesus and or Peter. Peter's asked by the Pharisee, he says, does your master pay taxes, temple tax? And Peter says, yeah, he pays temple tax. Well, then Jesus pulls him to the side and he says, Peter, actually, he says, Simon. He don't even call him Peter. He says, Simon, what have you done? You were foolish. What have you done? He says, do the children or the strangers pay taxes to the king? And he says, well, the strangers. He says, then the children, are they free?
Right.
Speaking of, are we supposed to pay taxes to go in and hear our Father, our God's words?
Isn't that crazy?
Are we free if we have to go and pay money to hear what the Holy Spirit has to say?
Yeah,
No, we're not.
that's the devil. That's the
Right.
devil.
And this is the true freedom that was being fought for us and what we're supposed to be fighting for. These tyrannical governments, not just one, all the governments, they're all part of bringing the mind down, that war on the mind. I was listening, oh my goodness, she is. War on that mind.
Right. That's one of the questions I ask all the time. In our history they've given us, where's the benevolent king? Where's the benevolent government that only does the best for its people? They don't exist. I mean, it just doesn't exist. And the smaller ones that were trying to just leave us alone, guys, we're doing cool. The big ones come in and went, no, you don't get to do it by yourself. We're going to protect you. What if somebody was come to beat you up? You wouldn't have us. Now you got us. So yeah, it was just it doesn't happen when you say government, rulers, principalities, powers. None of it is good. No.
I mean, Revelation chapter 17 says, and we're past that. We're past Revelation chapter 17, and
No.
it says that the governments come together and they give their kingdom unto the beast, and they come together with one mind. And it also says in there that all nations, all nations have been deceived by the whore of Babylon, which is, sorceries, by her
Which is
sorceries, which is
America.
pharmakia. It's pharmakia, right?
Right.
Dude, it is so, no nation is gonna rise. They're all gonna fall. They've all fallen. Hey, they
And
ain't been rising.
what's so funny is everybody still has the narrative. It doesn't matter what country it is. They all say the same things. We're here for you, our people. We're here for your safety, for your comfort. We want to make sure you got the best, man. We want to make sure you got everything. And it works out the opposite. They end up with everything, and their people end up going, man, come on, let me go to the movies. No, can't go to the movies. No, it's dangerous. It's too scary. You can't make a good choice, so we're making it for you. That's what I love, is we can't make a choice on our own. I said it throughout the deal. I'm walking around the store without a mask, and I go, man, look at me. I'm a mass murderer.
Right.
I'm just killing people right and left.
Right. And you are inside their
Yeah.
mind. They're freaking out because you're the only one walking around without that thing on your mind. Speaking of the control, telling you how to do things, Jason sent me this little link of a train. I think it was over in Europe. I'm not really sure, but it's like a station train, you get on. Dude, the recording on there says over and over, talking about you must wear your mask, and if you are here and you have you're going against something, against basically their guidelines, that
Right.
and you're in endangering other people, that you will be taken off and taken to jail. Speaking these words, okay, not just that, wear the mask, do not eat. Don't eat food while you're
Don't
on,
eat or
because you don't
drink.
want to take that mask off, and we don't want you talking on the phone either. So turn your cell phones off while you're on because we don't want you taking that mask off.
Right.
Now they're
Isn't that
telling
crazy?
you when you can eat and when you can talk on the phone. You know what I'm
And
saying?
those people were complying, weren't they?
Oh, I'm sure, brother. It was just a little recording. It was
They
the
were
boys.
complying.
I'm sure. Oh, you know it. You know they were.
And I wish the video had been on and somebody like me come walking through the crowd. Excuse me, get out of the way, get out of the way, get out of the way. No mask. Just get out of the way, people. What are y'all doing? What are you doing?
Right, touching folks,
Yeah,
making sure. I
yeah.
love going in the grocery store and just like, getting real close to somebody and trying to reach over them. I
Mhm.
love doing that because, man, I know it's freaking them out.
Yesterday at Walmart, Alan's walking around shopping, and I went out to the car to partake a little bit. And over, you know how Walmart's, they have a parking lot on the side, then your front. Well, right there in the first few spots on the side, there were these two dudes, man, and they were fixing to go at it. They were fixing to go at it. You saw me, God, man, I'm fixing to, and they were squaring up. And I'm sitting there watching them, and a little Walmart kid comes by and he's watching. I said, "Don't worry, they ain't gonna fight." And he goes, "Looks like they are." I said, "They're not. They won't fight." And it ended up they didn't. Next thing you know, they're going, "Oh, sorry," shaking hands, gave a hug. So I guess they kind of knew each other or something. There was a female involved trying to stop them, and I couldn't understand. I couldn't really hear what the bitch was of the one guy, but he was hot. He come out of the truck. He was just hot,
Yeah.
and he said he wanted to fight until the guy bowed up and went to swing at him, and he jumped back, and he's like, "Okay, they ain't gonna fight."
There you go, buddy.
Nah, whatever it is, he's all jacked up about. It's really dumb, probably. And the other guy, he went into Walmart, and as he's walking in, I'm watching him, and he's like, "Fuck, shit, what the fuck?" Yeah, he just talking to himself, cussing himself. What
Right.
the hell, man? I
What
almost
just
got my
happened?
yeah. What did you just do? I almost went and asked him, "What the hell was that all about, man?" Alan's all, "Did you go break it up?" What? I'm not with my back. I'm not gonna go get in the middle of anything.
Did you
Please,
go break it up?
whatever. I was like fifth grade schoolyard. Fight, fight, fight. You know,
Sure
I
he
hadn't seen
was.
action in a while.
I ain't seen no action in a
When was the
while.
last time you saw a good fight?
Uh,
In a while, right?
wow, yeah, yeah. I
Why?
almost seen one. I almost did, but
Right. See,
it
I
didn't
almost did.
happen.
And now you're
It
left
didn't
wanting still, aren't you?
happen.
You just
No, no. If it starts happening, by golly, well, no. I guess I would. No,
when was
I
the
don't
last time you
mind.
saw a live fight?
Oh, it's been a long time. Probably since the last one that I was in, I'm sure. Oh, no. I get
Or
my
you
man.
were the last live one?
No, man. No, man. I seen one in the mental institution. They flipping went
That
nuts
don't
because one
count.
guy had a stuttering problem. That well, it was a pretty good little fight. That was for sure. But that was a long time ago,
They're
actually. It was about
expected in
long.
there. They're expected. All
They're
right.
expected to fight.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm talking just on the streets.
Yeah, it's been a long time. I haven't been in the middle of any of that.
Right. You
I've
were the
seen it.
last live one, weren't you?
Yeah, I was the last live fight for sure,
I
and that
probably
was
was too in my life. I can't remember the last time I saw a live fight. I was probably in it.
yeah,
Been a
yeah,
long time.
yeah.
I'm glad I don't get in fights no more. That wasn't fun.
I'm so happy. I'm a
That was
lover,
painful.
not a fighter.
That was painful.
It is. And there's no reason for it. I just don't think there's any, if we can figure out how to talk about this with words and we can, that is
Right.
my sword and I'm going to use it. Not
And
that. What?
growing up, when growing up, people I'd gotten a reputation early as, don't screw with. And of course, as you go through life, there's guys who hear stuff like that. Don't screw with him. The hell, I'll screw with him. What
Mm,
do you do? I had lots of people just come up and go, "Heard you were tough." I'm not. I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm
and that's
not.
the way it is with me. I've been in
I've
I've
defended
3
myself a
fights in
few
my
times.
lifetime,
You
and I've
successfully
never.
defend yourself a few times, and then they think of you as a tough guy.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I carried myself like a tough one, so nobody ever bothered me by my facial expressions and the words that came out of my mouth, but
I
they
would like
thought
to
I
have
would.
known 15-year-old Ashley. I would like to have known that young girl.
No, you wouldn't have. Oh, no. 15-year-old Ashley was mean. She cussed you out in
Was she?
2.5 seconds. I hated everybody. I was mad. I was a mad mamma jamma. Yeah,
Wow.
you don't know it. I'm 15-year-old Ashley. I was in 17. Think about this. I was 17. I was kicked out of 17 foster homes in 4 years. And it's because every time they make me mad, I take off walking.
Yes,
I
will
go
you?
find me a cigarette somewhere and I take off walking. They'd find me with that cigarette sitting down on the side by some water, I'm sure.
Right.
And I'd be kicked right on out. I was always getting busted for something. And I had a mouth. I had a mouth like a sailor. And you couldn't tell me nothing. I hated your guts right off the bat before you even met me. Didn't even like you.
I,
None. You had to
I
prove
can
me.
smell your stink a mile away.
Yeah,
I don't like you. Don't say nothing. I ain't gonna like you.
that's right. And I let you know too.
I'm
And
sorry.
oh,
Because you're so
praise
sweet, but you're so full of love now. That's just sad. You wasted that time being angry.
man,
But I
right?
understand. You
I
got into
didn't wait, but see, it made
you were
me
in.
who I am today. I
Sure.
would not be, I wouldn't have an understanding of the tongue the way I do now if I hadn't have been that way. I know that. Like all that sass I had, I would not be, I have so much, and it's just because of who I was. That
Right.
angry, mad, disrespectful, even toward my own self. My children were the only ones that got my true love. They were the only ones that got sweet and kindness. Everybody else, oh, man, oh, couldn't even go in the grocery
Vinegar,
store without
huh?
cussing them out. Oh, it was
Nothing but
horrible.
vinegar.
Yeah, no, right. I was the one that what they call the bitch. You got that as a
Hmm.
matter of fact. And then I stopped cussing. I cussed since I was 8 years old. I remember asking my mama when there was a song that came on, Mama, can I just say that cuss word in that song?
Say
Oh,
that
as
one.
soon as she said, yeah, that was it. From then
Yeah.
on out, I was cussing,
I
and
remember as a
driving the
kid the
automobile.
awkward. I remember as a kid the awkwardness of my parents finally didn't say anything when we said a cuss word. Up to then, it was "Watch your mouth! Don't be talking like that," And then all of a sudden they didn't, and you're like, "What happened?" They're cool with that. And you're in the other room. You call your brother a fuckwad, and they don't say nothing.
Right,
You're,
right.
what's going on here? Where the hell
Yeah,
are we? Where's the
yeah.
cameras? Something's going on here. My
It's
parents, they
become
just
the
kind of
normal.
transitioned to it and never really said anything after that.
It become the normal,
Yeah,
you know, because they
that was
can't
awkward.
stop you. You gonna continue. It was awkward, the realization of, oh, I ain't gonna get in trouble for that. All right,
Because
man,
you
I'm gonna
knew
keep
it
on
still wasn't
going.
right. You still knew it wasn't right.
Oh, I
All the
knew.
all the other
Oh,
ones before you said them in anger or slipped, but now you're saying them without recourse, and it's not right. It's an awkward feeling. I remember the awkward feeling going, it's not cool cussing around my mom. You know,
yeah,
just not right. Now that I can do it, I don't want to. you know.
yeah. What are those
And
feelings?
before, when you couldn't, you were like, just one time I want to, let her know blankety blank 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 mom blank.
I I never really had a respect for my mama until, just probably 12. Well, when I turned Jesus, actually, that's when I started having a respect for my mama. But I didn't. I considered her to be a weak person, and I talked to her. I talked to her like a weak person. But my mama was very hateful toward my mama, and my mama basically raised me because mama was always out with some men, So it was like, I watched my mama disrespect my mama, and I learned from her. I disrespected my mom, and I did. Man, I talked to my mama like she was a dog. I had no respect for her, and over the years, I've seen, that I was wrong, but neither she didn't have no handbook, and she didn't
Right.
have a good one teaching her how to be a mama. That's for
Right.
daggum sure.
Didn't
You
have
know,
nothing leading up to it that give her any advantage.
right, right.
Nothing.
No understanding of how
Yeah.
to be a parent, and all she needed was some Jesus. Now she is. I was surprised, about 7 years ago, I seen her Facebook page and was like, "What? She's talking about Jesus,"
Right.
And so we started talking, and we've been talking ever since. She's even come stayed a week with me. It's been a long time
Sweet.
since I had seen my mama. Yeah.
Sweet. I have a
Like,
cousin Jody that grew up like that. My aunt, she from the time she was 5 or 6 years old, her mom was bringing a different man over all the time, and she came to live with us when she was about 12, and she turned out to be a wonderful woman, and she treats my mom and dad like her parents. This Thanksgiving, her mom and dad were there, and she barely said 2 words to them, but she forgave and forgot. She found Jesus. She, she forgave her mama, but we were there for her. She had some place to go. She had a family she could go live with and get out of that chaos.
and
And her
she
mom,
respected y'all for it.
oh yeah, she's been a sweet kid. She's a good kid. She, you know, it's just funny when she was living with us, her mom would come over and introduce a new guy about once a month, you know, gonna be her new husband and come over and wanna talk him up. And the poor kid had to sit there going, geez, another one.
Right.
Another
You'll be gone. You'll be gone soon. That's what she's thinking in her
one.
head. You'll be gone. Who you gonna
Right.
bring over next?
And I
Who are
still
they
remember
gonna be?
those things. My aunt would show up all happy. We're in love. He's just amazing, wanting everybody's stamp of approval. And we're
Mm-hmm.
all just sitting there going, wow. Pretty sad. Pretty sad.
It is. It is. And they don't even like register her mom, because I know it because of my mom. They don't even register how everyone around them, how it's affecting them.
How they
Like
are
it's the
affected and
same
how they're
addiction.
perceived.
Right,
They want
right.
to
It's the same as
grow.
a pain, being a drug addict, an alcoholic. It's the same way how it's affecting. My mom,
Yeah,
she still doesn't quite understand the whole man thing and how it affected me in my lifetime with her over and over. All these men, and I was always having to be on the defense and like, don't you touch me,
right.
like you ain't gonna- always just and not knowing, all right, I don't even remember your
That
name,
breaks
brother.
my heart.
You know,
That breaks my heart. You had to go through that. Mm.
Hell, all those men though my mom was with helped me to know, in foster care. I also learned about men, a different type of man, a
Had a
family
good
man.
radar.
Yeah. Right, of men and women though, not just men, women as well.
Right.
The family woman compared to the junkie, or the the mom that brings men over constantly,
Right.
that isn't family type. Both sides. I learned so much about people, and
Right.
now it's just so easy to pinpoint through anyone. I
Right.
mean, just anyone.
Right.
Their way with just being around them for 5
Right.
minutes.
Red
Their
flag, red
face.
flag, red flag. I know what kind of person you are.
Right,
Easy
right.
enough. Yeah,
Yeah.
if you watch more of those predator videos, those every one of them, they make them decipher and spell out the definition of pedophile, and then they make them admit that they're a pedophile. And
Mm.
every one of them to the person says, "No, no, that ain't me." And they go, "Wouldn't that explain you? You just said this. You're meeting a girl underage, da da da." And they're like, "Not in that sense, you know." No, that's not me. I wasn't going to do anything. And they finally make them admit, okay, yeah, I'm a pedophile. I am. I am. All the evidence is there. And it's so hard for them to admit. They just, they just don't want to. They refuse, even with all the evidence. right there in
Mhm.
front of them, that's what they are. It's basically a mirror, and they're like, nah, not me,
Mhm.
not
Mhm.
me. That's not me. I don't do
Right.
that. I'm not like that.
Well, you know,
You're doing it right now. You're actually fulfilling the definition of
yeah,
a pedophile, and they don't want to admit it.
major denial.
Hmm.
They live in the denial.
Yep. Yep. Not me. And
Right.
so many of them out there doing the Lord's work. You know.
Oh, I do. But that shows you. I mean, it really makes you think, where are they getting this from? What's going on in the churches, for this much, this
It made
many
me two or three of
in
them
the
just brought tears
churches.
to my eyes when they started talking about their work in the church and the things they did. I just, oh my God, no wonder people look at Christianity the way they do. You
Right.
know, people like y'all out there representing my Lord. I don't want you doing that. Please don't do that. Represent anything else you want, but don't represent me as a Christian, please.
I want, one of the I'm gonna post it on their website. A question. I'm gonna say, ask them the question: Are you a Freemason? Just flat
See,
out. You a Freemason?
most of these guys aren't, and they have brought it up. They're really they're
Oh
fairly
yeah.
Christian conservative, yeah, and they've brought up Freemasonry. One guy boasted about he had a little medal around his neck from an offshoot institution of the Freemasons for youth, and this kid was a leader in it. This guy was, oh yeah, he bragged about it.
Well,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Uh, uh, oh, not Freemasons, the Shriners Club.
Shriners.
They
Yeah.
dress up in these female outfits, all these dresses and stuff. When they go to their little ceremonies, they dress up in these odd costumes. Okay, but
Right.
children are always involved in the Shriners get-togethers, their banquets, their whatever. Children are always involved in every one of them. And man, I'm telling you, like they're doing stuff to these
Who knows? We'll
children.
we'll all know one day. And so I don't even want to think about what they're doing right now. You know, it's it burns my good energy up.
Then how in
It-
the world can you watch the pedophile ones if you can't even think about it?
Well, I'm learning human nature. I am. You
That's
learn a
right.
lot about human nature, and you learn to really a profile of these people, because
Yes.
some of them, like I've always claimed and people have claimed, they look like one. A lot of them have really weird heads. They have some kind of deficit, a mental deficit. You can tell. There's that group of them, but then there's the normal group. There's the guy that's the manager of Sonic. There's a guy that works at Burger King. There's normal looking, speaking, acting, everyday people in there. But there is a group of, yeah, when you look at them, you're like, whoa, that, gene missing there for
Right.
sure. And so it's real distinct when you see that. When you watch enough of them, you say there are a couple of different categories. There's a
Hmm.
squeaky clean that was a teacher that works in the church, that, respected business guy. Then there's the lower level kind of scumbag, works, with his hands
Mechanic.
type of
Yeah.
stuff, mechanic, whatever. And then there's the do we even want them in society type people?
Hmm.
You know what I
Hmm.
mean?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
How long? And
Very oddball.
every one of them, they break down and make them admit that they've been doing this. They've been a pedophile for decades. According to their age, 30, you've been at least 2 decades. 40, you've been at least 3 decades, right? And most all of them have been.
Hmm.
And several of them been caught, but they doesn't stop them. Isn't a deterrent. Every one of them say, "I'll never do it again. I'll delete everything right now." And it's like, Right. You already went to prison once for this. That didn't stop you. You know,
Yeah.
how does that not stop a person? You know, you're really, really, really evil. If going to prison for that doesn't stop you, you got problems. Bad.
Yes.
Well, Ash, we've done another hour.
Yes.
Goes by quick, doesn't it?
It does go by quick. Good company goes by quick, boy.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna get up and take these dogs out. I hear them rustling back there. Kathy will be out soon. But I
Chill,
always love
brother.
talking to you, sweetie. You
You
know,
as well, brother.
that's to you and Jason. How's the bus coming? We hadn't,
Oh,
I know.
it's going.
Is it
We've
coming?
got a bus guy coming tomorrow. Jason actually called the bus place up there in Dixon, the school board, and asked to speak to a guy that was a mechanic. And he
Right.
asked the guy, got on the phone with him, and the guy he seems, we're not for sure, but he really does seem as though he's going to come by tomorrow and he's going to look at this bus for us on certain things because Jason clipped some wires, and one of the wires he clipped, we've got bright lights, but we don't have, headlights. One
Okay.
headlight. So we got, electronical things and certain stuff that he's got questions about, and hopefully he'll
Alan,
do
don't do it. Don't do it, Alan. Don't do
it.
it.
Do it, Alan. Do it.
Don't.
It's a
Don't do
good
it.
one. It's
Don't
almost
do it.
about you, brother. We pretty
No,
much
it's not.
talked the whole time. Yet,
No, it's not. Don't.
Alan, you're precious. Yeah, go do it, brother. Go do it. I love you, man.
Don't. I'm locking the doors.
You locking the doors?
I'm
Yeah.
locking the doors. You have to come
Alan's
in.
back.
You can have the garage. I'm locking the house. Not really. No, Ashley, you have a blessed day, sweetie.
Later,
Always
brother. Have a
talking
good
to
day.
you. Everybody, good vibrations, good discernment. Love y'all.